in under 60 minutes.
This here is our main character, Mr. Phileas Fogg. He is a wealthy and eccentric English gentleman.
He has no family, no wife, no friends.
He lives alone except for a single servant.
But his servants don't stay with him for long. He lets them go when they fail to meet his standards.
In fact, as our story begins, Mr. Fogg is interviewing a new candidate for the job.
Your name is Passepartout.
That is the name I use, sir. In French, it means goes everywhere.
I know what it means in French.
Of course, sir. But the audience may not. I am called Passepartout because I can do almost anything. I have been a circus performer, a street singer, a boxer, and a cook. For many years, I lived an exciting life. But I have grown weary of such excitement. Now I'm here for peace and quiet, which I hope to find in your service, sir. For I have heard that Mr. Phileas Fogg is the most sedentary gentleman in all of England.
This interview has been satisfactory. Your references are in order. I shall take you on as my manservant.
Thank you, sir.
But you must understand, I am exceedingly regular in my habits.
Yes,
You will
sir.
awaken me every morning at precisely 8 o'clock. At 8:23, you will bring me tea and toast. At 9:36, you will begin to heat my shaving water, which I prefer at a temperature of 86 degrees Fahrenheit. This morning, my previous manservant brought it to me at 84 degrees, and that is why he is no longer in my employ. I trust you will not make the same mistake.
No, sir.
I go nowhere except to my club, and I always leave at precisely 11:30. The time now is 11:29 and 52 seconds. I shall leave for my club now.
He is not a man. He is a machine.
It takes Phileas Fogg 9 minutes and 42 seconds to walk from his house to his club.
He walks at a steady pace, counting his steps.
575 with his left foot, 574 with his right.
The Morning Chronicle reports that the Bank of England has been robbed. £55,000 in banknotes.
Was it a plot by a criminal gang? Or...
No. It seems the money was left on a table and somebody simply picked it up and walked away with it. The thief is described as well-dressed, polished manners, and a refined appearance.
He's not a thief then. He's a gentleman.
Could be any of 1,000 men in London.
Could be one of us.
They'll never catch him, you know. No, he'll change his name, leave the country, and start a new life on some blank space on the map.
He may try, but disappearing abroad is not as easy as it used to be. Did you know it is now possible to travel around the world in 80 days?
Yeah.
Yes, there was an article in yesterday's Times. Here it is. You see, they worked out the whole itinerary, all the connections by sea and rail.
Suez, Bombay, Calcutta, and so on forth, back to London. 80 days.
Well, I suppose it's possible in theory, but in practice it could never be done.
Yes, it could.
Did you say something, Fogg?
I saw that article. The itinerary was flawless, almost mathematical.
But it doesn't allow for anything going wrong. Somewhere along the way one might miss a single connection and the whole enterprise would collapse like a house of cards.
If the person was sufficiently determined, no obstacle could stop him.
Are you referring to yourself?
The most inflexible man in London.
Surely you aren't proposing that you could go around the world in 80 days.
That is what I'm proposing.
I'll wager you can't. I'll put down £5,000.
So will I.
I'll put down 10.
£20,000, Fogg. That's a lot of money. Do you accept the wager?
I do. Today is October 2nd. The next train for Dover leaves at 8:45 this evening. I shall be on that train and go round the world, returning by 8:45 on the evening of December 21st, 80 days from now.
Shouldn't you be making preparations?
The train doesn't leave for almost 7 hours. In the meantime, would Would you gentlemen care to join me for a game of whist?
And so the wager has been made.
But Phileas Fogg is in no hurry.
He spends the day at his club as usual and walks home after supper at his usual pace.
I looked in my new master's closet. Every shirt, every coat, every pair of trousers is labeled with the date on which he will wear it. It's crazy!
We leave in 48 minutes.
We are going somewhere, sir?
We're going to travel around the world in 80 days. Pack a bag for me and one for yourself.
So much for my peace and quiet.
And so the race is on. Day 1, across the English Channel by ship.
Back to Paris by train.
Day 2, on a train heading for Italy.
Day 3, still on the train. We don't have time for this. Let's skip ahead. Day 7, Egypt. Scotland Yard has sent detectives to every port of the British Empire. Their man at the Suez Canal is Detective Fix.
I was lucky in my assignment. Suez is one of the busiest ports in the world. The thief is likely to pass through here, and the bank is offering a substantial reward, 5% of the sum recovered. Perhaps my quarry will be among the passengers who are disembarking now. If he is, I know I'll sniff him out. I have a nose for crime.
I shall obtain a visa, then return to the boat for lunch.
Well-dressed, polished manners, refined appearance.
We leave for Bombay in 4 hours and 26 minutes. You may pass the time however you wish.
Bombay, a good place to disappear, if one was so inclined.
Do you not wish to see the city, sir?
No.
Doesn't wish to see the city, or else doesn't wish to be seen in the city. My intuition tells me that this is the thief, and my intuition is rarely wrong. Thinking quickly, I formulate a plan. First, I book passage to Bombay on this very same boat. Then I chat up the servant, introducing myself as Fix of the Peninsular and Oriental Company.
Passepartout in the service of Mr. Phileas Fogg of London.
Phileas Fogg. Boat sail, would you like to have a drink?
Very much.
Will this be your first visit to India then?
Yes, I have never been outside of Europe. I am very eager to see the Orient. And after that, we are going to America.
Is your master traveling on business then?
No, I'm a wager.
A wager?
Yes, that is what he says. He says he wagered 20,000 pounds that he could go around the world in 80 days. No, it sounds crazy, but why would he make up such a story?
I suspect I know the reason why.
He's a strange man, very precise and rigid, but he's also very reckless. He carries around a large stack of banknotes in his pocket.
A large stack of banknotes.
I think he's prepared to spend a lot of money to win this wager. Perhaps more money than the wager itself.
If you'll excuse me, I have an errand to run before we set sail.
Let us have another drink sometime, huh? Okay.
Telegram to my superiors in London, and shadowing Becky Phileas Fogg. Send the rest warrant Bombay. Stop. Fix. If Fogg is expected to I shall earn a handsome reward.
13 days by sea from Suez to Bombay.
With Detective Fix keeping an eye out for his quarry.
Phileas Fogg remaining in his cabin.
Passepartout, full of energy and anticipation. Which is to say, nothing much happens on this leg of the trip.
When at last the ship docks, Phileas Fogg emerges.
I shall dine at the railway station. The train for Calcutta leaves in 2 hours and 11 minutes.
A valuable piece of information. Since the warrant for bank robbery has not yet arrived in Bombay, I shall have it sent to Calcutta instead.
May I pass it down however I wish, sir?
You may.
I wish to wander the streets and see the sights and absorb the sensations. India! I cannot even begin to describe it. So much of everything. So many sights, so many smells, so many people. Bombay makes London look like a sleepy little town. It's the buildings, from the shabbiest shacks to the most magnificent. What is this? It must be a pagoda, although it resembles a wedding cake. I wonder what it looks like on the inside. There's actually no harm in taking a look, huh? Oh.
You may not realize the significance of this event, but I do, and it has given me an idea.
You almost missed the train.
It will not happen again,
It
sir.
will not happen again if you are to remain in my service.
It's across the board, thinking about the demand and I told you. Everyone must get on the train.
Why?
This is the end of the line, that is why. Passengers will proceed 50 miles to Allahabad, where they may catch a train to Calcutta.
But we are in the middle of the jungle. Did not the newspaper say that the track was completed?
What the newspapers say is often rubbish.
But 50 miles is too far to walk. How can we continue?
We'll find an alternative form of transportation. My good man, I should like to hire your elephant. I will give you £100 if you will take us to Allahabad. 200. 300. Apparently I've purchased the beast. I hope that fellow would serve as our driver.
Well, I can do many things, sir, but I do not think I can drive an elephant.
We will find another driver. Does anyone in this jungle speak English?
I speak English. Big man parliament, fishy chips, hello, English, yes, hello. I am also a fully qualified mahout, sir. That means I know how to drive.
Will you take us to Allahabad for £50?
Oh? For £50, I can live like a Raja. Here, come. Let me help you onto the back of these enormous and brawny animals, sir. Here you go. Yes, very good. Careful. You next, little man. Up, yes, you go. Oh, you're very nimble. You are very nimble with me. Now we trot. You. 2 hours later.
What is that?
It is a funeral procession. We must not be seen. I will glide this elephant into the thicket and there we can watch in safety from behind the leaves. First came the priests, swinging smoke-filled censers.
Then women and children.
Singing a dirge.
Then came musicians, banging on cymbals and gongs.
Behind them, on a cart, drawn by lumbering oxen,
Came hideous statue.
With 4 arms and staring eyes. Around its neck, a collar of skulls. Around its waist, a belt of severed hands.
Kali, goddess of love and death.
Death, yes.
Next came a group of fakirs, flagellating themselves with whips.
Blood sprinkling the ground.
Then came a corpse, dressed in the splendid attire of a Raja.
Carried on a gilded litter.
And finally, a young woman in a golden tunic, bedecked with earrings, bracelets and jewels.
Helped along by a priest.
Sutil.
Yes, the Raja has died. His wife will burn on his funeral pyre.
Surely the British Empire has put a halt to this custom.
We are in a wild region, sir. The British have little power here.
Can you tell me anything about the woman?
Ah, her name is Aouda. She is a celebrated beauty of the Parsi race. Her father was a very wealthy merchant, and she received a thoroughly English education. But when he died, she was married against her will to the Raja.
When will this ritual take place?
Tomorrow at dawn.
Well, then we must make an effort to rescue her.
Sir, you are a man of heart.
Occasionally, when I have the time. Now, this endeavor undoubtedly will cost us several hours, but we must compensate somehow.
It was at this moment that I began to love my master. He is a peculiar man, but he is a good man.
Will you help us?
Oh, the woman is a Parsi. I am a Parsi. Oh, but I must warn you, sir. If we are captured, we will not only lose our lives. These worshippers of Kali are infamous for the tortures they will inflict.
We must not be captured.
A new day dawns,
Day 21.
and the air is full of mist.
Mist clings to the trees and vines in the jungle.
It swirls around the funeral pyre.
Shrouds the platform where the Raja lies.
A vast crowd is gathered and now waits, watching. Hush.
The Raja's bride is laid beside him.
Priests with torches then ignite the oil-soaked wood.
Flames begin to lick.
Smoke begins to curl.
It is not a ghost. It is I, Pastor Two. I climbed up secretly in the night and I put on the Raja's clothes. They smell of spices. Not bad at all. The body is still there on the platform. Man is coming! Back to the elephant!
Now we trot! No! We got it! Hello, Anstar? Arrival in Allahabad and travelers dismount. Passenger 2 carries Aouda. She is still sleeping, having been drugged by the priests of Kali, who wanted to ensure that she would not resist being burned alive. Anyway, on the train, and everybody sleeps. Day 22.
Our master, judgeable souls, have mercy upon me.
You must rest.
Have I not awakened to the day of judgment?
No, it is October 24th.
But the fire!
You are safe now.
But I remember lying beside my husband's body. And then I remember no more.
We rescued you. My master and I.
It was my servant who rescued you.
At my master's command.
Two of you rescued me, though I am a stranger at the risk of your own lives. Who are you?
Phileas Fogg, at your service.
Passepartout.
And I am Aouda. How can I ever thank you?
By allowing us to see to your welfare, you are on a train bound for Calcutta. Where would you like to go? We'll take you anywhere you wish.
My master is a saint. He is willing to lose more time for the sake of this woman.
I cannot remain in India. My father is dead. And if my husband's family ever finds me, they will kill me. But I have a kinsman in Hong Kong. He may be of help.
When Phileas Fogg reached Calcutta,
Day 23.
the warrant for bank robbery still had not yet arrived from London. Even so, working quietly behind the scenes, I managed to have him arrested the moment he stepped off the train. How did I do it? Watch and see.
Prisoners for the crucifixion. What have we here? Oh, dear me, no, not another traveller with insufficient respect for the local customs.
Mr. Fogg, please, do not let them take me back.
Surely my lord does not refer to the practice of suttee.
Suttee? Oh, no, I refer to the crime of sacrilege. It appears that a member of your party is hereby charged with entering a most holy pagoda in Bombay whilst wearing shoes.
That is a crime?
It's an offence against a religion with millions of adherents. The British government takes these things very seriously. We've got an empire to run. Can't afford to be insulting the natives for no good reason.
As British subjects, we have a right to confront our accusers. Who accuses us?
Call the witness!
Call the witness!
Call the witness! Call the witness! It's me! Il montatino maggiore di Dio! Il montatino
I did not know it was a crime!
I'm sorry, but you heard from the gentleman in plain gibberish now. The facts of this case are then admitted.
They are admitted.
Then I sentence both master and servant to 15 days imprisonment.
Ha! My thief is trapped.
Just a moment. We are prepared to give bail.
Bail?
No, bail is your right as a British subject, and it is my right as a judge who anticipates that you will leave India and never return to set that bail high. £1,000 for each of you.
Oh, £2,000? How much of the bank's money has Fogg got left? Every penny he spends diminishes my reward.
Come, we sail for Hong Kong in 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Hong Kong. My last chance to capture Fogg on English soil. Hong Kong being a part of the British Empire, you realise. Well, I'm not giving up. I'll have the warrant sent ahead. By the by, who was that woman? She seems to have joined the travelling party. Oh, Fogg must be even more depraved than I suspected.
No. All right, Calcutta to Hong Kong.
A voyage of 13 days.
Wait, don't tear off too many pages. After 6 days, they stop in Singapore.
Mr. Fogg, I should like to see the island.
See the island?
Yes. Will you please take me for a carriage ride?
Oh, certainly, if you wish.
Scenery going past.
Groves of palm trees with swaying leaves.
Great ferns with sweeping fronds.
The sharp scent of nutmeg perfume in the air.
Singapore is very beautiful. Do you not think so?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Mr. Fogg, you say you are traveling around the world on a bridger. Do you enjoy travel?
Not especially, no.
You have no family, no wife. When you're not traveling around the world on a bridger, you spend your days at your club. What do you do for pleasure, Mr. Fogg?
Oh. I play whist.
Whist. A card game for men only.
Singapore to Hong Kong. Now you can tear off the other 7 pages.
Typhoon.
All passengers below! Batten the hatches! Furl the sails! Turn the ship windward! We're gonna have to ride this one out!
the lady, Passepartout?
It's an ill wind, as they say, that blows no good. Phileas Fogg has missed his boat to Yokohama.
I shall take another boat.
Another boat? He's as wily as a fox.
We sail tomorrow morning at 9:30.
May I?
Yes, you may pass the time however you wish. In the meantime, madam, if you're feeling better, perhaps we should inquire as to your kinsman. You say he is a wealthy merchant.
Once again, the warrant has not yet arrived. Thank you, Scotland Yard. Well, perhaps it'll arrive before Fogg sails in the morning, eh?
Are you not Mr. Fix of the Peninsular and Oriental Company?
Yes. Yes, I am.
We met in Suez, and now here you are in Hong Kong? That is quite a coincidence, huh?
Yeah. In Suez, as I recall, you and I had a drink together. Would you like to have a drink now?
I have learned that the boat that is to sail to Yokohama tonight is leaving tomorrow. To leave tomorrow morning is leaving tonight. I must inform my master. You want to think I need a drink, huh?
I led him to an opium den.
What sort of place is this?
Tavern, of course. 2 bottles of port.
But that man is.
This is Hong Kong. In taverns, they sometimes smoke a little opium. Now listen to me. I have a confession to make. My name is Fix, but I'm not a business traveler. I'm a detective.
Oh, I have done nothing.
I know you haven't. It's your master that I'm after.
My master?
I informed him about the bank robbery and told him that Phileas Fogg fit the description of the thief.
That is not possible. My master is an honorable man.
Your master is running around the world in a great hurry on the pretext of a ridiculous wager and carrying with him a huge sum in banknotes. How gullible are you? Or are you his accomplice?
No! What do you want of me?
I'm waiting for Scotland Yard to send an arrest warrant. Until it arrives, I need you to help me keep your master in Hong Kong.
Betray him?
In accordance with the law.
Never. My master is honest and true. I feel it in my heart.
I could share the reward money with you.
No, not for all the gold in the world.
All right then, you're a faithful servant. A fool, but faithful. I salute you. Let me buy you a drink. No, not a drink. Try this.
Opium?
I'm told it makes you see pictures in your head. You like pictures, don't you? Let me give you a light. Now Fogg will miss his boat. Pleasant dreams.
My head hurts like the devil. My mind is clear. Oh! Somehow I made my way out to the boat in time. But I forgot to tell my master that the boat was leaving early. Oh no! My master missed the boat because of me. Oh, if I ever get my hands on that detective, I will thrash him. But he was right. I am a fool. Now I find myself in Yokohama all alone, wandering the streets. I come upon an enormous tent! It is a Japanese circus rehearsing!
One performer was using smoke from his pipe to write words in the air.
Another with a fan and only a few small bits of paper created an illusion of butterflies.
A third was a master of spinning tops. He sent them everywhere, along wires, up and down ladders, around the brims of crystal vases, and they drew them back to him like a mother gathering her children.
Pardon me, sir. But I wish to join your troupe. I have been an acrobat. I need a job. I need food. I'm so hungry. How can I prove my skill? Do you have a ball? A ball? Yes, that is a ball. Do you have any more? Oh, okay. See, now I can juggle. Do you have any more balls? Oh, there's 4, 5, 6. Okay, here we go. Big finale, huh? That night I slept with a full belly, but I had to work hard for it because the troupe was rehearsing a very difficult routine called the long noses.
Now this you may find hard to believe.
But we're just going to present it the way it's described in the book.
The very next evening there was a show.
The performers strapped 6-foot-long bamboo poles to their faces like long noses.
Then they lay on their backs with the poles pointing up.
Other performers climbed the poles and established a second level.
Balancing on top of the lower poles with their own long noses pointing up.
Building a human pyramid 5 levels tall.
Joy and clapping!
Oh, this is my master!
200 pounds to cover your damages.
Sir, you do not continue to America without me.
No.
Am I still your servant?
Yes.
But I failed you. I did not tell you that the boat was sailing early.
I took another boat, and we'll speak no more of this. Come, we sail for San Francisco within the hour.
He did not discharge me. Could it be possible he is growing fond of me?
During the previous episode, 6 more days had elapsed.
Start moving really fast.
Yeah, time's running out and we still have a lot of ground to cover.
Also a lot of water.
Right. Okay. 22 days from Yokohama to San Francisco. Here are the dates.
Right. On board the ship, Passepartout was surprised to see a familiar face.
My kinsman in Hong Kong could not be found. Mr. Fogg says he would take me to England. What will happen there, I do not know. I only know that Mr. Fogg is the most generous man alive.
There was another familiar face on board. This one, not so below.
Yes, it was me. Still on the trail of Phileas Fogg. Keeping a low profile, hiding, in fact. I have a special desire to avoid an encounter with Passepartout. The day before we touched land, he finally spotted me.
You! Oh, you remember me, huh?
Yeah.
Get up and fight, you pig! Oh, the present.
Now listen to me. I am no longer your master's adversary.
Ah, you admit he is an honest man?
Now, I still believe he's a thief. But, don't hit me again until you've heard me out. I cannot arrest your master until he returns to English soil. It is now in my interest to help Felix Small return to London as soon as possible. It is in your interest not to tell him who I really am.
Why should I not tell him?
Because it might distract him. Now, when he was being pursued by the police, you want your master to win this wager, don't you? Assuming the wager isn't a cock and bull story.
I would give my life to have him win this wager.
Here's what I need you to do. Introduce me to your master as a simple man of business who happens to be taking exactly the same route back to England. Once I've joined your traveling party, I may be of some use. I'm a crafty fellow.
Very well. I will do as you ask. But if you...
Sit,
No,
jump,
no,
stand,
what is the word?
jump, sleep,
No,
eat,
quiet! If you double cross me, again, we do this, okay?
We have an agreement then. In San Francisco, the introduction is made. Pleased to meet you, sir.
Likewise.
Sir, I have a great desire to taste American food. May I?
You may.
Mr. Fogg, will you please show me the city?
Certainly, if you wish.
Would you mind if I join you?
Not at all.
Suddenly, the doors of a large building burst open and an angry mob came charging out.
Another mob came charging out of another building.
Ordinary afternoon in San Francisco.
Hooray for Camerfield!
Hooray for Stevenson!
Hooray! Camerfield! 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 Stevenson! 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 Camerfield!
At rival political rallies, I've heard that Americans can become very agitated about politics.
It is none of our affair.
I believe it's about to become our affair.
Take care, there is a lady present.
Well, English boy.
I saw the blow coming, but Fogg did not. I knew that if I wanted to get back to England in one piece, I would have to take immediate action, possibly at great personal cost.
Attempting to lay hands on me.
I was.
I invite you to make another attempt.
I feared I might have to absorb another blow. But then, the mob surged, carrying the adversaries away from each other.
All right, all right. The next time we meet, I will remember you.
I shall remember you as well.
Your name, sir?
Phileas Fogg, and yours?
Colonel Stamp Proctor.
Thank you, Mr. Hicks. I'm in your debt.
Big nothing of it, sir.
Perhaps I shall have the opportunity to return your favor.
I am full of American food. It did not taste good. But still, it was American. I had another new experience.
Everybody on the train!
3 days later, the plains of Nebraska, Tauda and Passepartout alone in the observation car.
Nebraska is very beautiful. So flat and empty. The sky is so blue and the earth so white with snow.
America is a land of wonders.
Mr. Fogg does not enjoy scenery.
He is one of those English travelers who leaves the sightseeing to his
I do not understand him. Sometimes it seems as if he has no human feelings.
That is what I thought at first. I thought he had only clockwork inside. Deep down, he has a warm heart.
It is the Colonel from San Francisco.
I shall be in a smoking car. Some of the passengers have got together a game of whist.
You play whist. Phileas Fogg.
Yes.
Hard to believe a yellow-bellied cur like you would have the nerve to game.
Whist is not the only game. at which I'm willing to take a risk.
Anytime you please, you son of John Bull.
I'm due in London no later than December 21st. Let us arrange a meeting 6 months hence when I shall be at leisure to return.
Coward!
Very well. I will give you satisfaction now.
I just happen to have with me this case of dueling pistols. You may choose. We'll settle this in the next car using the length of the aisle. Everybody else stand clear.
What if Mr. Fogg is killed?
He better not be killed before I bring him to justice.
My master can take care of himself.
The train is under attack by Indians! A band of Sioux on horseback!
Riding alongside, firing rifles.
Passengers, fire back!
The Indians fire.
Passengers are hit.
The passengers fire!
Oh, Indians are hit.
Indians ride up close to the last car.
And jump!
The Indians are boarded the train.
Fierce warriors with painted faces.
Brandishing rifles.
Knives.
And tomahawks!
Advancing from car to car.
Passengers try to resist.
Men and women alike
Fighting bravely.
But the Indians are too many.
The passengers are driven backwards.
Indians trap the passengers in the car behind the locomotive.
The passengers can retreat no
The
further.
Indians prepare to slaughter them.
When suddenly,
Someone has uncoupled the cars.
It was I, Passepartout. I climbed under the train and clinging to the undercarriage, I pulled myself to the coupling. The only trouble was that in order to remove the pin, I had to hold on to the car containing the Indians.
Mr. Fogg, they will kill him.
no, I won't allow it. Stop the train!
Now, that was a narrow escape, eh?
Not all of us escaped. Passepartout was still with the Indians. He saved us. Now I must save him. Mr. Fix, will you do me the kindness of seeing to Madame Aouda until I return?
You intend to rescue your manservant from a pack of Indian warriors? All by yourself? On foot?
There appears to be no alternative.
United States Cavalry, sorry, we're late.
Lend me a horse and I shall go with you.
Please be careful.
Beginning to revise my estimation of Phileas Fogg. He may be a thief, but he has some admirable qualities. And the Frenchman, is it foolishness that makes him brave, or is he just brave?
Passepartout? How did you survive?
Ah, first, I fought, and then I ran. I'm a smooth runner. But, again, I've caused us the delay.
Our train from Omaha to New York leaves in 7 hours and 21 minutes. The question is, how shall we get to Omaha?
Ahoy, wayfarers!
A remarkable vehicle appeared in the distance.
A large sledge on wooden blades.
But instead of being drawn by horses, it was rigged with sails.
Oh! Better stand back! The prairie clipper's got a mind of her own. I can't entirely control her. Mudge is the name. Samuel Mudge. This here's the prairie clipper. Ain't she a beauty?
She certainly is.
Is she your creation?
Oh, yeah. Built her with my own 2 hands after another fella showed me how. Yeah. There must be a couple dozen of us riding these ladies all over the Great Plains. But this here is the one, the only prairie clipper. Go ahead, admire her. That's what you like. She's a little vain.
Is this vehicle capable of transporting a passenger to Omaha?
Oh, sure. Nothing but snow between here and there.
I will pay you handsomely if you will take me.
Ah, you don't have to pay me. I'll take you for free. Just to show off the prairie clipper.
commandant himself says he cannot control
Do
it.
not leave me here now after taking me so far. I am not afraid.
Very well. Can you accommodate 4 passengers?
You bet I can! Plenty of room for everyone. Up for there. Prairie Clipper, beat the gang here. All right, spread your sails, my lady. It's time to fly.
As the Prairie Clipper skimmed over the snow,
The lines of her rigging vibrated in the wind.
Listen, Mr. Fogg, music.
Of a sort.
It is a beautiful sound in a beautiful place. But the wind is cold.
Omaha!
Day 68.
Train to New York.
3 more days have passed.
Only 9 days remain.
New York Harbor.
We are 45 minutes late. Our boat has sailed.
Oh, it is all my fault.
Mr. Fogg, you are so close to winning your wager. You must find another boat.
A boat with sails alone will be neither sufficiently fast nor sufficiently reliable. We need a steamer with powerful engines. In all of New York Harbor, there is only one suitable boat. And here is the captain.
Spade. Captain Underwood. Spade.
Captain Speedy. I pay you a large sum of money. Will you take me and 3 other passengers to Liverpool?
Liverpool. Why not go to China?
I've recently been to China. Now I should like to go to Liverpool.
Yeah, Glasgow. That's where this ship is bound to go, and that's where she's going. And I don't take passengers. I don't like them. They grumble.
And if you will not take us to Liverpool, then will you take us to Glasgow?
Now, if you paid me $1,000, I told you I don't like passengers.
I'm prepared to offer £1,000. That's the equivalent of almost $5,000.
I can feel my reward slipping through my fingers.
£1,000. Per person?
Yes. Per person.
There's 4 of you.
Yes.
All right. We sail at 9 o'clock. And no grumbling. And I'll send you all into Davy Jones's locker.
Mr. Fogg, you are very kind to pay for my passage.
Well, it is the least I could do.
And it pays for Mr. Fix as well. He's the most generous man alive.
£4,000. He's spending the bank's money like a drunken sailor.
The very next morning.
Day 72.
A lone figure stands aboard the ship's bridge, taking bearings. It is not Captain Speedy.
It's not me.
It is Phileas Fogg.
He bribed the crew.
He took command of the ship.
And you are locked in the cabin.
Mutiny! No!
Make fast the lanyard, clear the scuppers, boilers on full steam.
Aye, aye, sir.
Blast you, Phileas Fogg!
Day 73 through 75.
Good weather.
The wind is with us, sir.
I calculate we are only 2,000 miles away, almost 8 hours ahead of schedule.
Day 76 through 78.
Ooh, strong wind from the northeast, sir.
The weather turns rough.
Keep stoking the furnaces. We are only 2 hours behind schedule with less than 1,000 miles to go.
Day 79. It's no use, sir.
The wind won't let up.
There's no more coal for the furnace.
Let me out of this cabin, you English pirate!
Good evening, Captain Speedy. I shall come right to the point. I should like to purchase your boat.
Ha! Never!
It is your prerogative to not sell her, of course, but one way or the other I shall be obliged to burn her.
You're gonna do what?
Burn her! The wooden parts of her, at least. We're out of fuel and the boilers must be kept running at full speed.
You mean to force me boat to consume herself? Ah, you're a sick man, Phileas Fogg!
I'm a man with an appointment to keep. I hold in my hand 12 1,000 pounds.
Dinner report, boys!
All night long, the crew were like demons.
First the masts were cut top down and were chopped to bits.
Into the furnaces.
And the bulwarks and the fittings.
Into the flames!
Finally, the cabin house.
Sir, there's not a scrap of wood left.
She's flat as a hulk.
Look, lights in the distance.
Yeah, but we're running out of steam.
Burn the deck. Leave us just enough to stand on.
Aye, aye, sir.
Just as the engines
We're expiring.
Liverpool.
Day 8.
So, this is England.
So I am French, I could kiss the ground.
Phileas Fogg, you are now on English soil. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I arrest you.
Why?
On suspicion of having robbed the Bank of England.
Mr. Fogg, a thief? It cannot be.
I am such a fool. Oh, why did I not tell my masters that Mr. Fix was a detective?
You knew that Mr. Fix was a detective and you did not tell Mr. Fogg?
It was not easy to explain.
Oh, I should like to hear you try.
Well, I'll try to explain. 3 hours passed.
Mr. Fogg, a most unfortunate misunderstanding has occurred. The gentleman who robbed the Bank of England was arrested 3 days ago. It seems I was wrong. It seems I was wrong. My intuition failed me.
It is 2:40 in the afternoon. Our train was due to leave for London 35 minutes ago. Perhaps it has been delayed.
We rushed to the station. But the train had not been delayed. It was gone.
There is another train due to leave at 3 o'clock. I can still make it to my club by 8:45 if the line is clear.
But the line was not clear.
We need a miracle.
There was no miracle.
I've lost my wager.
All right, that'll do her. Throw some dirt on this one. We're done. Okay, guys.
Wait. We didn't get to do the balloon ride.
Oh, Chris, there isn't a balloon ride in the book.
I saw the movie, both of them.
I know, but there is no balloon ride in the book. There was another book by Jules Verne that had a balloon in it, and they just decided to use it in the movie. And
Yeah, he likes balloons.
We talked about that during rehearsal.
You know, if it helps, Chris, just think of this whole production as one big Hindenburg. Let's get on with the book giveaway, shall we? We're going to give away a book here. Somebody's going to win a book Around the World in 80 Days by someone's written a book based on our play. It's going to go home with one of you. All right, this is exciting. Oh, by the way, we're remounting Around the World in 80 Days at Bryant Lake Bowl in September, so come on back. Come on back. Okay, here we go. And you can burn those clip notes. Sally Cole, where's Sally? You want to copy of the book?
Hey, hold on a second. I think the show might not quite be over. All right, I was just kidding. Okay. The Earth is round, right, and rotates counterclockwise, and one rotation of the Earth is 24 hours, or 1 day, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were traveling around the world from west to east, and let's say, for example, it took you 80 days. So if you're traveling west to east, back home, right, the Earth spins 80 times, right, because it's 80 days. So they're going to see the sun go overhead 80 times. But now you are traveling around the world And so you are rotating yourself
Hey,
around
Tolstoy,
Earth.
wrap it up. We got more to do.
Drink, man. Okay, I'm almost done. Okay, so if you're traveling around the world, that's one more rotation around the Earth. So you'd see the sun go overhead 81 times.
Which way are these characters traveling?
They're going from west to east. So they'd see the sun go overhead 81 times, while back home, they'd only see the sun go overhead 80 times.
And what's tomorrow's forecast?
So what you're saying is in this story, right, where all the characters think that it's day 1, actually it's still day 80.
That's what I'm saying.
So, our characters could have still made it?
Exactly.
You still have 10 minutes?
Well, it only takes me 9 minutes and 42 seconds to walk to my club. I shall get there with time to spare.
Go! Jeez!
8:39.
Tick,
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 8:40,
tick,
tick.
8:41,
tick.
8:42.
8:43.
8:44.
I believe we're about to win our wager.
Gentlemen, here I am.
2 loose ends.
Sir? I have been a bad servant. My foolish blunders almost cost you a fortune. Do you wish for me to go?
No.
Mr. Falk, you are my benefactor. You are good. And you have been good to me. It fills me with sadness to think of you spending your days alone. Renounce your solitary life. I beg you. Will you have me for your wife?